Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Dawn Melanie. Thank you for joining me today for another episode of my series titled Managing Self, where I'll share with you, the listeners, thank you for listening. I'll share with you guys guys and girls, everyone, I'll share with you all how I manage myself successfully, in my opinion, that is living with multiple sclerosis, relapsing, remitting multiple sclerosis for over 20 years. Of course, for listeners of the past, but just in case anyone doesn't know, my take on how I manage my MS is by engaging in physical activity, a lot of fitness stuff, as much as I can, when I can. Fitness is a big factor. Faith is probably the most important factor, but having fun. A lot of us fail to have fun. I like to have fun with my family, with my friends, and usually involving food, such as the past Sunday, which was Mother's Day. I did a people say a DM special, Dawn Melanie special, where I made mom's shrimp and grits, and my dad doesn't eat seafood, so he came over as well. I made him chicken pot pie. My husband's dad as well came over, so chicken pot pie, shrimp and grits, homemade turnovers, cherry turnovers, just all kinds of food there. Even in the evening, I even made my dad a watermelon mojito, which was fresh watermelon and mint from the garden. But my mom was like, "Don't do any more." I mean, shrimp tacos. I see a panini, ham and cheese panini. These are things I like to do. Food, fun. I like to see the smile that people give to me, and that radiates. Their smile bounces off me, and I just love that energy that I get. And it's like I said, that's more or less how I function every day. Now, yesterday was interesting because I went to a Pilates class at my gym, which I had never attended a Pilates class before. So I was a newbie. So was the other guy in attendance there. And the trainer, she mentioned that she sees me all the time and how great of a shape I'm in. I thanked her. And it was funny because, everybody thinks, man, she's like the picture of health and she's so in shape. I'm like going, yeah, if you could only see the pictures of my brain, it tells a different story. Nonetheless, we're doing core exercises, strengthening, that sort of thing. And we're doing the flexibility, the stretches. And I told her, I said, no, I never stretch. Well, first of all, let me rewind. She asked, was there any challenges or limitations? To which I said no. I like to. It's kind of my take on things. Like people say, "Are any limitation you can't do?" Well, we were in a studio, and it wasn't the hot yoga, which is, I believe she said it reaches temperatures of 103 degrees. Now that I'd say no, I can't do that. 103 degrees, no. However, I'm like, okay, this is a regular temperature, and I didn't expect any running or sweating of any sort going on. But so I say no. So I said no physical limitations, and we proceeded, and we're doing the stretches. She noted that I was like, well, first of all, I'm stretching, and I'm like going, what exactly am I supposed to feel that is? And she's like, well, you should feel it here. I was like, okay, I don't feel anything. And so she kind of assists me to make sure I'm stretching all the way. And as she walks over, she sees my hands are extended beyond my feet. And she's like, okay, you're really flexible. I said, yeah, I guess so. But the point is she thought I was in such great physical shape. She didn't expect me to be that flexible, nor that strong. We did some other exercises, and I said, well, it's more than meets the eye. So I didn't, I guess, disclose the fact that I had multiple sclerosis until we were alone, and I told her, And she's like, wow, you're doing great. I said, yeah, I like to push myself when I can, always being cognizant of my limitations. And, if something's not, if my body's telling me, no, Dawn, we're not going to do that today, I have to obey, because I know if I don't listen to my body, it'll be to my detriment. And, I don't want to go down that road. Basically, anything that causes harm to me, I try to avoid it. And likewise, on the other side of the coin, those things that cause happiness or delivers happiness to my life, I want to practice that on a regular, ongoing basis. Now, I do recall, I believe last week I spoke about, last week or week before, about my car and driving and things like that. But I told my mom and told my husband as well, I was going to the gym yesterday. I scheduled my class for 9 a.m. That's early for me. However, I know that it's early enough to where I wouldn't lose interest in participating in the class. Also, I'd have the most energy. Even though I wouldn't have a full night's sleep, but I would have the most energy to be as efficient as I can be. Now, I'm driving there. It's only a little over 3 miles, not a major drive. But when I get to the parking lot, it's completely full, or shall I say 96.4% full. So I drive around 2 or 3 times, and I have the park somewhat far, and I was like, wow, okay. So, I'm like, okay, here I go. Dawn's going into the gym where people are going to think she's in great shape, and, like, just, wow. But I put on my white jacket because I need to deflect the sun off of my skin, because the sun makes my skin hot beyond, it's unbearable. That, and it'll, the fatigue sets in, the MS fatigue will set in, and literally, it's weird, but the sunlight, it'll like put me to sleep. Even though I was rested, being in the sunlight, it makes me just want to go to sleep. And so, I'm getting dressed and geared up to go into the gym, because I have a little further distance than normal to walk to the door. But I get in, and I'm like going, okay, seriously, that was easy, but man, getting just from the car to the door was pretty hard. And that's when I told my husband, I said, yeah, it was crazy, or I believe I said it was cray, trying to find a parking space at the gym today. He was like, well, kind of like, why? First of all, he's like, why'd you get up so early? I said, well, because I wanted to make sure I got to the class, and not be stressed driving. If it's too late in the morning, you get the lunch crowd, and everybody's trying to go have lunch and get back to work. So it's a little chaotic, a little hectic. I don't like that. I avoid it. If it's too early, the same. People trying to get to work, a little hectic. And that right there is what I was trying to avoid. That is the hectic traffic situation here in North Texas, pretty much any given time of the day. But, I wasn't on a major highway. I wasn't on the interstate. I was just on a 4-lane road, and I was in the mix anyway, which reminds me of MS. I have so many metaphors, or whatever you call it. Metaphors about situations in MS, and I look at the traffic situation. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to take the easy road, literally and figuratively, the easy road to the gym, and I still was bombarded, shall I say, with mayhem. I didn't take, it wasn't like I was going on the interstate for 20, 40, 50 miles, but nonetheless, I still had to deal with the mayhem. That kind of reminds me of multiple sclerosis, because I know there is no cure for multiple sclerosis at this point, May 2019. There's no cure. I know that. I understand that. I accept that. However, every day I wake up hopeful. Just maybe something may unfold. And same thing. I guess driving in traffic. Let's say on the interstate, I-20, super crazy traffic, especially at the interchanges. We're sometimes I just, between the GPS and telling me of the traffic situations ahead, I try to avoid it. I might go, nope, I'll go an alternate route to minimize my stress. I do it all the time. And I'm like, oh, nope, I don't have to go that way. I don't care if it's toll. I'm going to go the least stressful route. So that's easy enough to do. I'm always looking for that easy road when it comes to driving, especially in city traffic. But like I said, with MS, we want the most effective drug that we hear our friends say, hey, this worked for me, or this was bad for me. We're always like listening and taking note of other people's opinions, because the pharmacy, the drug companies are going to give you their point of view, and it's going to be somewhat, it's going to be somewhat partially biased. So it's always good to take other opinions and kind of process the information for yourself. I know I do. I'm like, okay, what do you say? Mm-hmm. You're one of many, but I know that their situation isn't my situation, and I know that I'm unique, so I can't expect the exact same outcome that they are receiving, whether it be positive or negative. Back to the traffic jam thingy, or to drive to the traffic. I'm always like looking for that easier route. That's my GPS. Hey, give me an alternate route. Or definitely trying to find the off ramp. If I'm stuck on I-20 and I see nothing but cars, bumper to bumper to bumper, as far as the eye can see, I want the quickest off ramp. Technically I want to get off with no off ramp, but I don't want to risk getting tickets because that's not safe and it's not legal. But anyway, I want the quickest off ramp to just leave the mayhem there and move on. But then I go, wait a minute. So what if there's no off ramp for another 1-2 miles or so, and the traffic's moving at very, very, very slow snail's pace? What do I do? Okay, I can't solve a problem like that. So what now? How am I going to get to my destination? Well, I'll probably get to my destination, but when? Well, I think I know the answer. Later. I'm going to arrive later than planned. That's when I say, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to get there eventually, hopefully, but so that I don't get stressed out about it and all, what some people say, get my panties in a bunch, so to speak. I try to inject some sense of levity there, a sense of humor, and why not? Sometimes I'll just literally look around in traffic and see who's driving, and observe the different drivers, age groups, just everything across the board. So, they're just like me. And I've said that before. I think my mom's in the car with me. She's like, huh? Because it was like some probably 90-something-year-old Asian guy. I don't know. And I said, yeah, just like me. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, just like me. He's stuck in traffic. He ain't moving nowhere anytime soon. He's bound by the constraints of the traffic jam. He's just like me. She goes, okay. And I said that, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of the story of my life. I think the reason why, well, actually, I know the reason why people find it easy to talk to me, to communicate with me, tell me a lot of things. It's because I can relate to them. Not on everything, but I can relate to everybody on at least one topic. And, I kind of hone in on that, and they can see that. And, I don't care who they are, the age, the race, the gender, what have you, whatever socioeconomic status the person may have versus mine, they're just like me. They're human. They deserve respect and happiness. We remember seeing that vibe when when I'm happy when somebody, if I do something like cooking dinner for my mom and my husband and his dad, that smile, their happiness, kind of, when I get that vibe back, it makes me feel good. And so I believe people can read that, the genuine, I'd say, authenticity of my nature, and they, it kind of feeds off of that, and so it's easy to talk to. So I am whoever's in that car next to me, they are just like me. Everybody out there listening to me today, guess what? You're just like me. Somebody's going to go, wait a minute, I can't. I don't do those things. Whatever it be. I mean, heck, let's see what I do today. Today I got up and I shook things up again today. I didn't go to the gym at all today. Actually, I washed my car. And I think I took about an hour, over an hour and a half washing it. Literally detailing it and things like that. And I'm sure somebody's like, well, I would never do that. Well, you're just like me. I bet you would do it if you could do it. And that's why I tell people, don't pass an opportunity to do something that you're capable of doing or performing. If you are, I understand that we all have different situations and limitations, but let's not let an opportunity to be happy pass us by. I don't want my epitaph to say, "Here lies Dawn Melanie. She thought about having fun." No, I want to say, "Here lies Dawn Melanie. She had a blast." That's what I'm going for. So yeah, party central, right? No, not really. But either way, I want to have fun. Said that from the very beginning, and I say I'm just like that, or they're just like me. Well, wait a minute. That they look pretty aggravated, and they're restless. All this restless energy. They're probably late for work. That's usually my speculation. Okay, they're late for work. That's why they're kind of grumpy and making very erratic moves in traffic, because they're late for work, which explains why they're like that. They're just like me, but do I want to be just like that? Probably not. Then I go, well, why are they like that? That's a question I often ask myself. Why? Tell me. You can tell me anything, but I'm going to ask why. I would like an explanation, but I'm not going to go get in my car and say, hey, why are you grumpy? Are you late for work? No, that's silly. But my point is their disgruntled nature or disgruntled, appearance and what have you, obvious restlessness. That's, I don't know, the unpleasant mood it looks like, because they want to get there quicker and they're being held up by the traffic. I am just like that. They're just like me. We're all stuck as the saying says, we're all in the same boat, or we're all in the same traffic, but I don't want to be just like that. I don't. So, I take a deep breath, or just try to relax. Find that little patience button. Those little buttons on my car. I haven't found the one that says patience yet, but to give myself some more patience to kind of calm down. Don't let that stressful situation, or don't let that situation affect me so that now I'm stressed. It's not necessary. It's avoidable. Stuff happens all the time. We know that trouble, hardships, difficult situations, they're gonna be presented to us every day. So I know that me personally, I try to be more aware of myself. Not just managing self, but literally managing self. I need to be aware of myself. I try to every minute of the day, because there's going to be something that's going to more or less, quote unquote, get to me. So that's going to just downright irk the crap out of me. I understand that. So I know that the same thing's happening to all the other drivers in the traffic with me, let's say. And, some are panicking. This is their third time late for work, and 3-time strike rule. Maybe they're risking terminated by their employer, which I can understand that would be stressful. All these things I know, but I know that myself personally, I could be just as stressed out about stuff also, panic and fear, like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to be in the car too long and the sunlight's going to get to me and I'm going to start getting really tired. I don't know. That could potentially make me mad, potentially make me aggressive, potentially make me want to drive like an idiot. But that's why I have to step back and take a look at the situation and how I'm processing things, so that I can avoid that situation and putting myself in a situation like that. Like I said, the off ramp is going to solve a problem. Still stuck in traffic. Probably still going to get to my destination later than planned, but I try not to let that be the end all. I try to be flexible. That's and by the way, whenever I can travel anywhere, I always leave at least a minimum 30 to 60 minutes extra time leeway so that I'll be there on time no matter what the traffic situation is. And I don't have any excuse like, oh gosh, I was rushing. I don't believe in that at all. Now, I'm pretty sure that how about this? I know that a lot of world religions talk about not sowing negative seeds. Another way of saying this is basically not harming other people, not harming yourself also. By doing activities that include lying, stealing, cheating, killing, all those bad things, things that harm, not harming others or yourself. Me, like I said, I try to be happy in traffic, and I'll smile at everybody, even the person who cut me off rudely. I smile. They're probably like scratching their head. By the way, nothing confuses a person more than a smile sometimes, because people don't expect it. Some people don't expect it. I believe in sowing positive seeds, and not only it eases my stress level, but also makes it eases my stress level because it makes a positive imprint on my subconscious. I'm like, okay, but that's why I'm like going, okay, that's my goal in life. I'd say to smile, make someone else smile, and to not make a negative footprint on my subconscious. I don't want that on my head. It's so. My mom said it. Yes, Mom. Here I go quoting you again. My mom said it best. She's like, to tell a lie, you gotta remember what lies you've told to what individuals, and can't keep track of it, and your conscience ain't clear and stuff like that. She's absolutely 100% correct, because if I sow positive seeds, keep my conscience clear, and it's a good thing. I feel good. So even though I don't want to say bad, but not feel my best sometimes, even with deal with MS, the heat, the cold, the fatigue, yada yada, I still feel great. I feel great, and that's because my conscience is clear, and that's a wonderful thing to have. So, I think I talked about it last show as far as anger, and that emotion, all of those negative emotions. I look at anger same as look at the glass, half empty or half full. I said there's going to be situations where they're going to be stressful or, stressful situations, difficult situations that we're going to encounter daily. I know probably one of the most stressful situations we all, or many of us out there listening, can relate to, is when we were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. You have multiple sclerosis. We knew that our lives would be different than planned from that day going forward. It was difficult, but I know I processed it because I said, well, no doubt. I say no doubt. I didn't say it to my doctor, but I thought it. I thought, this sucks. Plain as day, I thought this sucks. Chronic illness, 26 years old, great. Then I thought, wait a minute, I'm special, but I ain't that doggone special. In other words, there's millions out there dealing with the same disease that I am. So I said, well, let's make this glass half full. Let's change my mindset. Let's change my mindset to a positive mindset. I said, okay, instead of me saying things like, I hate MS, or I hate doctors, or I hate whatever, what have you. How about you choosing words that are positive and also actions that are positive? So instead of saying, I hate this, I hate that, let's use, I figured, how about using this situation, you're a young woman, professional young woman, and you're struck with this illness. Let's just use this situation to perhaps bring enlightenment to others. Let's flip it. So, hey, that's right. I'm 26 years old. I'm on the up and up in the business world. I have multiple sclerosis. Now what? Well, by showing others that I stayed positive. Yes, I still had hardships and down, crest and was it ups and downs. I stayed positive, and I worked through it. I still succeeded. I still was in the workforce. I was I'd say a pretty productive employer. I did a lot of stuff. The fitness thing, I competed. I still competed. I competed over 10 years with MS. No one knew until my last show, and I competed with my cane. I use that as an opportunity to show, hey, guess what, guys? I can't stand up in these heels right now because I'm going to lose my balance. I use my situation as an opportunity to share with others, to enlighten them about, hey, the grass, well, not the grass, but my glass is half full. My glass is half full because you know what? I have MS. I'm not able to work anymore. And I'm doing what I can when I can. And I was still able to go to the gym. I was still able to train. I was still able to wear heels in the morning when I'm not tired. I was still able to get on stage and pose and all that other good stuff. The muscles in the heels and the bathing suits. Like, okay. And I did it this time, my last time that is, with my cane, a walking cane. And I won. And so, people say, wow, that's inspirational. I said, well, thank you. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, you're an inspiration. That's good. I do appreciate it. However, it means more to me to know that I've touched somebody's life or affected them. And I say this, I know that in my times like competing, I'm trying to go to work full time. I'm trying to get ready for a show, competing, training, bodybuilding, yada, yada, yada. All the stuff I'm going through. And I know it was tough. It was tough when I lost my vision, when I lost my hearing. It was tough when I couldn't walk on stage because of the MS. All those things, I'm like going, man, if you only knew all the story behind me stepping foot on that stage, that's just one instance. It's just one instance where I feel like, I made connections, and yeah, like I said, I'm always happy. I try to be happy, but we're gonna have bad times. But it's through those bad times I understand now that those times are humbling. I was humbled. Each time I was humbled, and like I said, it means more to me to know that I was humbled and I made connections. There's an empathy. Empathy was involved. Sure, I was proud. I was on stage doing something, hey, better than people without MS can't do. Sure, pride. But you know what? Me going through those tough times, like not being able to walk on stage and et cetera, that tough suffering, shall I say, I look at that as the seed of empathy. My pride was driven out, and what was planted was a seed of empathy for folks in the same boat, folks just like me. This has been Dawn Melanie. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll join me next week for another episode of Managing Self.